Welcome to Financial Stewardship. I recently made a YouTube short asking people if they would rather choose 10 silver ounces or $500. Most people chose a silver, but I did have one comment that was joking. He said he'd rather take the 500, but he also did mention that he bought silver at $17 an ounce, which was a great investment in my honest opinion, because now he has definitely reaped the benefits that he sowed that while ago. But the main topic of the video is dollar versus silver. The US dollar is the world's global reserve currency. It's used by many nations, especially to trade in oil. That being said, the US government is $39 trillion in debt as of the recording of this video, and has lost around 90% of its buying power since 1964. It's also been weaponized, with the best example being how the US imposed sanctions on Russia, froze many banks, and stopped a lot of their assets. I'm not trying to make the dollar sound really bad, really evil, that it's useless and that it sucks. No, I'm just trying to let people see where the dollar is eventually headed. Eventually, with all the money printing that's going on, we're losing our buying power. Our dollar is being burnt up year over year. Everything's becoming more expensive. Gas is becoming more expensive. The cost of living in general is just very expensive. And it's only going to get worse. I highly doubt the government plans on paying back any of the debt that we have acquired. Now let's take a look at silver. Silver has been seen as money for thousands of years. It builds your wealth over time. Now, if we look at 1964, silver was at $1.29 an ounce. Now, fast forward today, it is around $74. So that's a great return on your investment. If you were to have stacked in 1964 to now, you would have protected your buying power, you would have protected your wealth for generations to come. Another thing about silver is not only is it a monetary metal, but it is also an industrial metal, meaning there is high demand for silver. It is also a good way to hedge against inflation, but it's also important to remember that it is very volatile, and for that very reason, it is always best to measure your wealth in ounces and not the dollar amount, because in January of 2026, it hit a record-breaking $120 an ounce, and now in March 19th, it hit $74 an ounce at the end of the day. So it's very volatile, but at the end of the day, if you look back at it and you really think about it, in 1964, silver was at $1.29 an ounce. And back then, the dollar was very strong. The dollar was backed by something. Now it is not backed by anything. We can print it as much as we want with no repercussions, because it is the global reserve currency. But we don't know how much time we have left until it is no longer the global reserve currency. That being said, back then you could easily buy food, a gallon of gas. You could buy the things that you needed, but now it takes a lot more dollars to buy that very same gallon of gas, that very same amount of food. It just keeps increasing. But if you look at silver, it will still take 1 ounce to buy a gallon of gas. It'll still take 1 ounce to buy food. It'll still take 1 ounce to buy clothes, so on and so forth. It shows that as long as you stack in silver and gold, you will protect your wealth, you will protect your buying power for generations to come. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not saying silver is going to go to the moon. I'm not saying that you have to do this. do what you want with your money. If you want to hold in dollars and hold it in a savings account where it builds interest, by all means do that if you think that's the best for you. But I'm just showing people that there are other ways to build your wealth rather than just saving your money in a bank that is not even going to beat inflation year over year. That being said, let's end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll try my best to answer them. And if you just liked it or disliked any of the information I've given as well, give me some feedback. That way I can make better videos